hate, hatred and delusion, occurring through body, speech, and mind, I hereby confess and repent it all. All the past evil karma ever committed by me on account of beginningless greed, hatred and delusion, occurring through body, speech, and mind, I hereby confess and repent it all. All the past evil karma ever committed by me on account of beginningless greed, hatred and delusion, occurring through body, speech, and mind, I hereby confess and repent it all. Okay, so now we're going to do the 3 refuges. So when we do the 3 refuges, this means that one accepts the Buddha as being your supreme teacher, the guide along the path to enlightenment and liberation. One takes the Dhamma, the teaching, as being one's guide to life, the map of the path that one follows to enlightenment and liberation. And you take the Sangha as your guides and friends and helpers on the path to liberation. And so I'll do the refuges in both languages, the Pali and the English, and we do it 3 times. And so now you should feel as though you're in the presence of the Buddha, and you're accepting the Buddha Dhamma, and we have monks and nuns representing the Sangha. So, Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. I go for refuge to the Buddha. Dhammang saranang gacchāmi. I go for refuge to the Dhamma. Sanghang saranang gacchāmi. I go for refuge to the Sangha. Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. A second time I go for refuge to the Buddha. Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchāmi. A second time I go for refuge to the Dhamma. Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi. A second time I go for refuge to the Sangha. Okay. Tadiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. A third time I go for refuge to the Buddha. Tadiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchāmi. A third time I go for refuge to the Dhamma. Tadiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi. Tadiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi. A third time I go for refuge to the Sangha. Okay, now I say Sarana Gamanang Sampunang, which means that the going for refuge is now completed. And then you just say Amabante, which means yes, Venerable. Okay, so now you've gone for refuge and you've taken the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha as your refuges and your supreme ideals and guides. And now we do the undertaking of the basic code of ethical training in Buddhism, the 5 precepts. And I have to stress that these are training rules or principles of training. They're not like divine commandments. And so if by accident or somewhat unintentionally or regretfully you have to break one or another, don't think it's the end of the world and that you're heading for perdition. But these are rules by which one trains oneself and one tries to follow them to the best of one's ability. Okay, so first I'll state them in English. Okay, first I'll recite the Pali and then the English afterwards. And we only go through them one time. And I'll break each phrase into 2 or more parts. Okay, ready? Panati pata viramani Sikapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. Adina dana viramani Sikapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. Kamesu michachara viramani Sikapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sexual misconduct. Musavada viramani Sikapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. Sura Mirya Majja Pamadatana Veramani Sikapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the training rule to abstain from wines, liquor, and other intoxicants. The basis for heedlessness. Okay, and then I say, Ti saranena saha. Oh, I'm sorry, this is what I say. Ti saranena saha panchasilang tamang sadhukang surakitang katva upamadena sampadeta. So that means having taken the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts, preserving them carefully, strive on with diligence. Okay, and then so you say, Amabanta, yes, Venerable. Okay, so this concludes the formal ceremony of taking the refuges and precepts. But now, taking the refuges and precepts is considered a very, very powerful, wholesome, meritorious act. So just for a couple of minutes, you sit quietly and you extend the loving kindness and joy to all beings throughout the cosmos. Particularly if you have like deceased relatives, deceased parents, brothers, sisters, friends, or anyone, you can specifically share the merit with them. So just for a couple of minutes, sort of invite other beings in other realms to rejoice in your wholesome karma of taking the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. Okay, now what is very important, now that you've taken the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts, that is like planting the seed of the Bodhi tree, the tree of enlightenment. But we have to keep on nurturing that seed. And one of the essential ways to keep on nurturing that seed is every day to recite the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. You don't think that it's just one ceremony that I've done once and okay, now I consider myself I'm a Buddhist, and then put it aside, and then you forget about reciting the refuges and precepts, and then your mind gets completely entangled in other concerns, and you lose the sense of refuge. And so to keep that sense of refuge alive and to keep it growing, find some period every day, preferably maybe early in the morning before you start your regular day activities. You should keep like a little Buddha altar someplace in your house, your home, where you have the Buddha altar. You could offer it flowers, water, incense, from time to time candles if it's dark. And then you bow down in your altar to the Buddha image as though you're in the presence of the Buddha, and you recite the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. If you want to recite in Pali, you can use Pali. If you prefer English, you use English. If you want to use both languages, you use both languages. If you're more familiar with Chinese, you can say 这归依佛, 这归依法, 这归依僧. So whichever you prefer. Of course, what's important is not the words. The words are just a way of expressing the thought. But what's important is the planting in the mind that thought or that intention to follow the Buddha as your teacher, to take the Dhamma as your guide and your path, and to look with reverence and friendship towards the Sangha. Okay, for those who took the refuges, we have certificates. You keep those sheets that I gave. That's for you to keep, so you have the formulas at hand. So we have certificates, and I'm supposed to give Buddhist names to everybody, which is a little challenge for me. Does anybody have a good pen, a pen that writes nicely? Okay. This is okay, yeah. Okay, Brian Finlay. Okay, so you get the name Badya, which means one who is excellent. Excuse me? Oh, and then I give each one gets a copy. I have a little booklet called Going for Refuge and Taking the Precepts. So let me just sign it. Okay, then there's Gabriel Cardoza. Okay. And you also have the name Lan Tian. It's a Chinese name? Okay, so let us... Yeah, so you have the name Gunasiri, which means splendor of virtues, splendor of good qualities. You know Chinese? Okay, I think in Chinese it would be Gong De Ji Xiang. Is that correct? Okay. But usually Chinese names are just, Dharma names are just 2 characters. So we'd have to say Gong Xiang, I think. Would that make sense? Okay. But this actually goes to the office. Yeah, what you get is the certificate. And I think Jason could take these certificates after you get them and then bring them to the office. They'll be laminated so they're protected. Pin Shu Yu. Okay, that's you. Okay. So I give the Dharma name. Ah. Okay, so you get the name Punyananda, which means delight in merit and good deeds. Okay, Doug Goodman. You wrote those Chinese characters? Wow, so you know Chinese. Oh, but the writing is very, very good. Okay, so you get the name, since your last name is Goodman, so you get the name Kusala Siri. So Kusala is good or goodness, or the wholesome, so I give the name Kusala Siri. So splendor of the wholesome or splendor of goodness. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, Donna Viviano. Okay. Okay, so your name is Donna Viviano. So Dana is actually a Buddhist word meaning giving or generosity. And Viviano, I guess, is related to life. Like vivacious is lively. So you get the Dhamma name Dana Jiva. So Jiva means life, and Dana is generosity or giving. So it's the life of generosity. Let me the book. Okay, Catherine McLaughlin. Okay, so you get the Buddhist name Karunika, which means compassionate one. Karuna is compassion, and one who is compassionate is Karunika. Okay. Okay, Win Papa Ki. Okay. Okay, you'll get the Buddhist name Padmasiri. Padma is the lotus flower, so it's considered very beautiful. And Siri is excellence or glory. So it's the glory of the lotus. Okay, Karen Verl, and you are, let's, okay, so you have the name, Dharma name Pundarika. Pundarika is the white lotus flower. It's considered the sort of the arising from the mud of the pond, and it rises up to the surface and it opens its petals and it becomes extremely pure and beautiful. Okay. 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 And everybody just give those, yeah, okay, he has the certificate. Okay, this is completed. Okay, shall we go over for the questions? Yeah, there was supposed to be a meditation sitting, but the ceremony took longer with the certificates and the name giving. It took longer than I expected. So we'll go over and take the final round of questions. So you'll be going now? Okay, so you're welcome to come in the evening for the 6 or Saturday class. But
Telling someone about the first time I drove you to your doctor. When I got in the car, my hands were shaking. I said, Mate, can you chant something for me? Can you say some good words? Tell me about that. You said, no, if anything happens to me, everybody's going to be like, that's the guy who killed me.
you have to let me